LoreWarrior Mercenaries, Little Richard's Panzer Brigade, Bad Boys of the Battlefield. Little Richard's Panzer Brigade has a long and checkered history. The unit is descended from the Panzer Brigade, a regular House Davian mech regiment that served in the Second Succession War with mixed success. Early in the Third Succession War, the unit's CO, Colonel Decoud, was discovered dealing drugs. The brigade's executive officer held an inquisition and cast out Decoud and all other unit members suspected of being part of the organisation. He then commandeered the dropships assigned the unit as its separation pay and led the brigade from the Federated Sons. For the next 15 years, the Panzer Brigade worked for Houses Lau, Marek, and Kurita. Over time, the unit acquired a reputation as abrasive and surly troublemakers. That began to change when command of the brigade passed to Richard Big Daddy Whitman, and the unit accepted a contract to garrison Tharkad, capital of the Lyran Commonwealth. On Tharkad, Whitman grew enamoured with the young Melissa Steiner and began a conscious effort to improve the brigade's reputation in the hope that House Steiner would offer the unit a semi-permanent home in the Commonwealth. The announcement of Melissa Steiner's engagement to Hans Davian dashed the mercenaries' hopes, and as soon as the brigade's contract expired, they signed on with House Lau again. Whitman died of a heart attack en route to the Capellan Confederation. His son, Richard Sugar Baby Whitman, took command of the brigade. Unfortunately, Whitman Jr. did not inspire the respect that his father had amongst the brigade troops, and several companies broke off from the brigade to form their own unit. Though the change of commanders and loss of troops caused some friction between the Confederation and the brigade, the Capellan Chancellor reorganised the value of the mercenary force. The Panzer Brigade has remained in Capellan employ for more than 25 years, primarily serving as guards near the Confederation's border with the magistracy of Canopus. Command. Colonel Richard Sugar Baby Whitman has worked hard to improve his standing with his men, who continually compare him to his father. Recently, Whitman persuaded Capellan Strategic Director Talon Zahn to transfer the brigade near territories disputed by the Confederation and the Sarna supremacy, where the unit might see some action. This success has brought a surge of goodwill from his men. Available forces and organisation. After losing troops following the death of Richard Big Daddy Whitman, the Panzer Brigade reorganised itself into a bare-bones regiment. Over the following 2 decades, each of the brigade's battalions rebuilt a detached command unit and increased its fighter contingent to a squadron of 6 craft with an additional command lance. Currently, the Panzer Brigade contains 120 battle mechs, averaging out at heavy weight. The brigade's fighters average out at medium weight, and its armour contains both heavy and light vehicles. Over the past 10 years, the brigade has acquired a small contingent of VTOL, artillery, and recon infantry specialists. Long stationed on the edge of Capellan space, the Panzer Brigade has received little upgraded equipment. The unit is rated at around 20%, but they expect to receive a higher upgrade priority soon. Support. The brigade currently can provide for around 40% of its technical support needs. With the unit's transfer to a more active location, however, brigade leaders are planning to increase the staff. The unit lacks jump ships, but owns enough dropships to transport its mechs, armour and fighters. However, the dropships cannot accommodate the brigade's newer infantry. The unit's dropship fleet contains a Leopard CV and 2 Overlords. Colours and insignia. The Panzer Brigade's dress uniform consists of a dark grey shirt and trousers and a simple black cap. The uniform's lack of bright colours makes it very sombre, but draws attention to the unit insignia, which is worn as a patch on the right breast. The brigade's machines are painted dark grey with black trim for most occasions. In the past, the brigade has used camouflage colour schemes and may return to this practice now that combat seems imminent. Generally, the Panzers prefer a zebra stripe camo pattern. The command recently adopted a new insignia, golden crosshairs set over a triangular field. The light grey field is streaked with blue-grey that gives it appearance of marble. The insignia is painted on the unit's battlemech torsos, fighter fuselages and vehicle hoods. Individual battalion insignias are painted on mech's left arms, fighter wings, and vehicle fenders. Little Richard's Panzer Brigade harnessed aggression. Aside from the attempted invasion by Andurian and Canopian forces in the 3030s, the Panzer's area of operations was relatively quiet for most of the unit's tenure. It was free of the pirate activity common elsewhere along the periphery border and contains few strategic military targets. Despite this relative calm, the Panzers managed to retain their veteran status thanks to their intense training programs and a few authorized raids. Recently transferred to the Sana Supremacy, they should see action soon. During their 20 years of separate operations, the disparate units of the Brigade have developed their own specialties. Joint exercises kept the unit from disintegrating, but its various components will face some difficulty regaining overall unit cohesion. Dragoons rating B. Officers. Major Regina Whitman is Colonel Richard Whitman's only child and heir to the Panzer Command. She has incredible support within the regiment, especially from Majors Malcolm Powell and Joel Levetzen, who are vying for her affection. Regina is known as the Gila Queen for her colourful but deadly nature. She's attractive, well-spoken, and can seem cheerful to an observer even while she's plotting his demise. In battle, she displays a solid grasp of strategy and a merciless tenacity once she has the opponent on the run. Tactics. The Panzer Brigade is known for skirting the edge of honourable conduct on battlefields and has always made it clear that any hostile enemy can expect little mercy. The unit offers unconditional surrender, defeated enemy mech warriors are dispossessed or ransomed back to their employers at the brigade commander's whim. In the past, the mercenaries have used every trick from false colour schemes to false IFF transponders and Mayday signals. Little Richard's Panzer Brigade, Regiment, Veteran, Questionable Loyalty, CO 1st Battalion, Colonel Richard Whitman, XO 2nd Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel Malcolm Powell, 3rd Battalion, Major Regina Whitman. 1st Battalion's Richard's Own is composed mostly of medium and heavy battle mechs, which are decorated with a flag bearing the old unit insignia as the battalion crest. The unit specialises in open terrain combat. 2nd Battalion, the Persuaders, employs a greater number of assault mechs, its insignia being a simple gold lightning bolt against a red field. The Persuaders specialise in city engagement and are known for their liberal use of thunder and swarm LRM munitions. 3rd Battalion, Regina's Renegades, employs light mechs and fast heavy designs. The Renegades operate as a reconnaissance force or in flanking manoeuvres and were the first to begin recruiting infantry assets. 3rd Battalion displays only the Panzer regimental crest. Air Panzers. Wing Veteran Questionable. Wing Commander Major Joel Levetzen. The Air Panzer's 24 fighters comprise a mix of designs from all across the Ionosphere: Slayers, Stingrays, Cheetahs, and others. 1st Squadron traditionally deploys the 1st Mech Battalion, 2nd Squadron with 2nd Battalion, and 3rd with 3rd Battalion. The 3 squadrons are identified by the names Lion, Iron Man, and Scarecrow. Lancers within each flight are designated by the numerals 1 through 4. Lion Flight is particularly known for its daring, some say foolhardy exploits. Armoured Panzers. Regiment Veteran Questionable. Armour Commander Lieutenant Colonel Brian Buzz Corbett. This large armour contingent is arranged into battalions, each with a separate command lance. Like the Air Panzer squadrons, each armoured Panzer battalion traditionally operates with its corresponding mech battalion and is versed in the same specialties. Ground Panzers, 5 companies of regular questionable infantry, with their commander Major Angela Marino. VTOL pilot Major Angela Marino is technically the Panzer infantry commander, but in reality each specialised ground Panzer company operates autonomously in conjunction with a particular Panzer mech battalion. 1st Company is a VTOL unit attached to Regina's Renegades. 2nd is also a VTOL unit, but is practised in city manoeuvres and attached to the 2nd mech battalion. 3rd Company is an artillery unit and operates with Richard's Own. The 4th and 5th Companies are jump troops, who are specialised in recon work. Both have traditionally operated with 3rd Battalion, but the 5th Company has recently begun working with 2nd Battalion.